Whoa, what a blast from Megaman 11, guys. So they just released a new post on Capcom Unity for BlastMan, a new Robot Master in Megaman 11. Of course, we've seen him before in the artwork and all that, and there was a guy that made a prediction on all the Robot Master names from the little cloth piece of the stage select screen of all the Robot Masters, and the name they came up with was BlastMan, and it looks like, yeah, it's confirmed now. BlastMan is indeed his name, and here he is. Capcom Unity has just posted about all, like, his stage, his character and everything. Also, this is the first time a boss introduced in Mega Man Battle Network actually got a Mega Man Classic counterpart. So that's really cool. So I actually haven't read the whole post yet. I decided to do this like on screen with you guys. So we're going to read this whole post together here, and I'm just going to react to it as I go. Alright, let's begin. You'll pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. A new boss bursts onto the scene of Mega Man 11. Introducing BlastMan, a robot master with a flair for the theatric, and a taste for explosions. Lots and lots of explosions. This volatile bot is no joke. So read on for what to expect from his stage and learn about newly revealed features for Mega Man 11. Newly revealed features, man. Oh, what's happening, boys? And I just gotta say, there's his artwork here for BlastMan, and he looks pretty fly, man. He looks pretty cool. I've definitely seen Sapphire from our channel actually called him a Sonic lookalike, Sonic the Hedgehog, the Robot Master, and I'm definitely seeing the similarities now. And then there's his stage select screen, or rather his introduction screen. And there he is, that's the full model of BlastMan there. Alright then, so let's read on. While Blockman's stage is pitfall-riddled pyramids built around his ego, and Feastman's stage takes place in a tricky power plant, BlastMan has decidedly more, wait for it, explosive approach to the place he calls home. This Robot Master is clearly on a short fuse, and it shows in the design of his stage. The ruined remains of a theme park and movie studio hybrid that BlastMan has shaped into his personal playground. He's added several personal touches, including a number of signs featuring himself as the star of BlastMan Adventure. It seems like Blockman isn't the only one with a narcissistic streak. And now we got some screenshots of BlastMan's stage here. And here's our first one. Mega Man standing on a bus, and he's finding a Sapper Joe. I see a wall turret. And okay, it looks kind of construction-y, at least his first screenshot. So let's read about what this is. Getting to BlastMan's lair is certainly no walk in the park. New enemies such as fireball launching foes and explosion prone mini-boss are the least of your problems when you have to deal with volatile boxes littered about each room, just waiting for a reason to detonate. Familiar enemies like Sniper Joe make their return to try and foil players' progress, threatening to turn his adventure stage into a total blowout. Always seeming to show up in the most troublesome places, Sniper Joe's shield is as strong as ever, but smart use of the power gear can help even the odds against his classic foe. So I'm pretty sure what they're saying here is the fact that you can overcharge your Mega Buster too, because the Mega Buster's charge shot is actually more powerful in this game, meaning you can actually blow off the lid of Metars or the shield of Sniper Joe's. So that's going to be pretty useful. Okay, we got our next screenshot here, and it looks like some robots are actually inside one of those rides that goes upside down. They're inside this jet looking thing, or like space rocket ship. And yeah, I like the background here. It looks pretty cool. Actually, now I'm like looking at it, there's like shutters on either side. So this is definitely a mini boss we're looking at here, I believe. So wow, that's an interesting mini boss, I gotta say. Okay, let's read about it. Just when you think things couldn't get more off the rails, you have to deal with a roller coaster ride of a mid-boss. Explosive mini-bots zoom around in rockets on rails, occasionally tumbling out when they're upside down. So much for proper safety precautions. You can't damage the rockets with regular buster shots, so you have to get creative as you dodge dive kicks from the following robots and jump over the out-of-control coaster. Alright, so that's a mini-boss, roller coaster. Nice. Moving on then, we got our next screenshot, and this looks like the actual boss battle with BlastMan. So obviously he's throwing bombs, as you would expect. Very explosive man. And I'm seeing there's a merry-go-round in the background. And that's actually a beautiful background, but maybe not so beautiful because it looks like everything in the background is completely destroyed, probably by BlastMan himself or his cronies. just blowing everything up. And there's even, you know, the roller coaster track in the background. It looks destroyed as well. You can't even complete the ride because some of the railing is gone. So now let's read up on BlastMan then. Successfully dodging the bangs, booms, and bots of BlastMan's stage will bring you to the Robot Master himself, whose short-fused nature is apparent by what's left of the amusement park in the background. Taking cues from his bomb-tossing predecessors, BlastMan hops around the room while slinging explosives everywhere in his attempt to turn Megaman into scrap metal. Nice. Alright, so next screenshot here, and this looks like... So it seems like BlastMan is actually using the power gear in this fight, and it seems like maybe the power gear actually allows him to throw bigger bombs. Let's read up the description though. When BlastMan has reached the end of this fuse, he pushes himself to the limit using the power gear. As you might expect from this explosion-loving robot, the power gear supersizes BlastMan's bombs, giving them greater explosive force while his attack patterns become more erratic. You'll have to be at the top of your game if you want to disarm BlastMan for good. Okay, so yeah, BlastMan's battle. I mean, you can't really tell much from this, but it does make sense that the power gear would just supersize his bombs, and definitely this guy looks like Bombman 2.0 from what it seems like so far. But let's look at the next screen, and it is Megaman in his BlastMan form. So here we go. Your reward for defusing this volatile Robot Master is Chain Blast, a unique weapon that floats bombs across the screen that sticks to enemies along the way. As the name suggests, you can chain together multiple bombs and detonate them all at once, or use the power gear to create massive explosions for even bigger blasts. Okay, so this sounds a lot like Danger Wrap from Mega Man 7 from what it's sounding like, except now you can actually release multiples of them and chain them all together for bigger blasts. So yeah, a better Danger Wrap. I'm okay with that. Danger Wrap was an interesting weapon in Mega Man 7, except you will no longer be able to encapsulate enemies, of course. It seems like you're just releasing bombs, but hey, we'll see how it works in the game. I don't think there's any screenshots here, unfortunately, of the actual weapon in action, so I guess we gotta wait for the full game to actually see it. Unless they release a trailer. I don't think there's a trailer here either, though. Huh. Alright, next screenshot we have is in Dr. Light's lab. We got the auto charge chip here for 300 bolts. Okay, so this chip auto charges the Mega Buster, shooting normally while charging will reset the charge progress. Okay, so I think that's pretty much confirming that there is going to be like Mega Man 8 type parts in this game, because I haven't made a video about it yet, but there is a second page to Mega Man's status screen, the start menu, and there is a whole page of all these parts that they're calling it there. And we were thinking maybe, okay, so this might be like Mega Man 8 parts and all that. Like, I was going to talk about this in an analysis video on its own, but okay, they're just gonna go ahead and reveal it already, so okay, no bonus points for me, I guess. But here we go. Let's read the description though. As you're busy busting bots in Mega Man 11, you'll collect bolts dropped by enemies and scattered throughout the stage. Just like in past games, you'll be able to use the bolts you found to craft new items and upgrades at Dr. Light's lab thanks to the hard work of Roll, Otto, and Dr. Light himself. The aptly named auto charge chip shown above is just one of the many upgrades you can get equipped with throughout your adventure, including some icons that may look familiar to longtime fans. Alright, so now I'm going to take this time to take a look at the Dr. Light's lab screenshot myself and see what I can recognize from the part list here. Alright, so on the top left we do have the Energy Saver, and what that did in Mega Man 8 was it reduced your special weapon usage by 30%, so you can use your special weapons more often at a lower cost. On the right of that we do have the Energy Bouncer, that classic item that when you pick up an energy when you're in your Mega Buster form or whatever, it would just refill the weapon at the lowest energy at the moment. And of course we already talked about the auto charge chip. On the bottom left, we have the returning item from Mega Man 9 called the Shock Guard. It was also in Mega Man 10, and what that did was it allowed you to touch spikes or lava or something like that without dying once. I do not know what the thing on the right of that Shock Guard is though. And then there's a gear icon, and I'm guessing that might be an upgrade for the double gear system. Maybe it gives you more time to use it before you overheat or something like that. So that might be a useful one, and it seems like it should be good because it's 1,000 freaking bolts, while the other ones are like 300. So definitely that is something that would be cool to check out. Alright, so now we're back to BlastMan's adventure, as they're calling it here. So, okay, there's a timer at the top. Let's actually read the description before I talk more about this. When you want to take a break from the fight for everlasting peace, you can also check out a number of different challenges. The classic time attack mode drops players to the Robot Master stages, tasking them with completing individual stages as quickly as possible to make their mark on the leaderboards. Okay, so there's your confirmation that time attack mode is in Mega Man 11. You know, we already read about that on the website, but there it is in action. You get a timer at the top, and you gotta beat the stage as quickly as possible, and you know, if you beat it fast enough, you might make your way on the leaderboards. So I just love that background there in the screenshot of the level. BlastMan's adventure. I love it. Now in this screenshot, I'm noticing that there's an enemy that can spit out fireballs, and I'm wondering if the tiles underneath Mega Man's feet there are explosives. So the reason this enemy is placed here is probably to ignite those explosive panels underneath Mega Man's feet with the fire, just like in Mega Man 6 and Flame Man stage. So I think maybe it's possible they're going to bring that gimmick back. Of course, no one liked that in Mega Man 6, so we'll see. Okay, so this next screen looks really interesting. Let's read the description. Balloon attack mode is a unique take on Mega Man 11 stages, removing all the enemies and stages in favor of colorful balloons that dot the landscape. It's not all clowning around though, you're still working against the clock. As you make your way through the stages, burst blue balloons as quickly as possible by using your Mega Buster or simply running into them. Every red balloon you burst and each blue balloon you miss along the way adds to your timer, so you have to navigate stages carefully to get the fastest time possible. This mode is sure to put your platforming skills to the test, alongside a number of other challenging modes included with Mega Man 11. Okay, so that's really cool. That's a mode, you know, this mode was never in any other Mega Man game. So, balloon attack mode, I like it. So what they're saying is the goal is to attack all the blue balloons, destroy all those, but if you touch any of the red ones, it adds to your timer. So definitely, this will be an interesting one. Definitely looks challenging because on the screenshot here, there's definitely more red balloons than blue ones. So yeah, I'm really liking it, and they're saying there's more other challenging modes too, including this game. So it's looking like so far this game is going to be worth its price of admission. They're adding, you know, it's not just the main campaign here, it's just, you got time attack, you got balloon attack, you have all these different modes they're working towards. So I'm really liking this, guys. This game looks like it's going to have a fair amount of content for a Mega Man game at least. Still waiting on the actual challenge mode, right? Like Mega Man 9 and 10. Well, rather Mega Man 10's challenge mode. That was way more than Mega Man 9's. Mega Man 9's was just achievements, so I would like to see a Mega Man 10 challenge mode come back in 11 as well, but we'll have to wait and see on that. And lastly, we get a full render of BlastMan here. Hope you had a real blast reading up on the latest info from Mega Man 11. For more updates on the Blue Bomber, check out Mega Man's Twitter account and Facebook pages, and head over to the official website to pre-order Mega Man's newest adventure, available on October 2nd. And that's pretty much it. So, overall thoughts here, BlastMan was looking pretty explosive here. He's throwing a lot of bombs, and I like the theme park aesthetic and the BlastMan's Adventure sign. That has some neat little touches there. I can't wait to see what Chain Blast is all about, and as well as all these parts that they're introducing, feature returning from Mega Man 8. Well, before we leave off for good though, there was a picture that was posted by Capcom a few days ago, and it shows like a comic strip looking thing of all the Robot Masters from Mega Man 11. The interesting thing about this though is that it looks like these pictures are based off of their in-game models. So you can look at this picture to get a good idea of what all the Robot Masters look like in their in-game model form. So thank you guys so much for watching, and for more on Mega Man 11 and Mega Man X Legacy Collection, which is coming out this month, guys, stay tuned to ShadowRockZX. Until next time, rock on.